So Neil, there's been a few key pieces of news to come out of the club in the last few days, and of course the main news has been your assistants. You've chosen Mark Robson and Gary Holt. So let's start with Mark Robson, somebody who's been at the club for some time now. Just your thoughts on Mark and why you chose him for the role.
Yeah, first of all, obviously delighted that we've announced the backroom team. Mark is someone who I've obviously worked closely with over the past year here at the academy. Really enthusiastic coach. Obviously has had a very good playing career as well with Spurs and West Ham and Charlton. Has played at the highest level in this country and has got good experience and has interacted really well with the players on the training ground and myself. So delighted, obviously, that Mark's agreed to join us for the foreseeable future.
Mark was, of course, the U21 boss last season and had some real success at that level, getting that team into that top bracket. And, of course, he knows those players well, Josh Murphy, Jamar Loza, players that may be involved. Was that something that kind of caught your attention?
Absolutely. It's a big thing we've already said, publicly, that it's really important that we make sure we nurture these players through from the academy into the first team, from whatever age they join at through to the 16s, 18s, 21s, and ultimately first team football. And I think people can see, I've seen the sort of strides we've been making to that. Obviously, the FA Youth Cup victory put us on the map, so to speak, but Chris Hughton wasn't afraid to bring players he felt were good enough into the squad, with Josh Murphy particularly. As you've seen, we've had Jacob as well, and I was quite happy with the way Jamar played against Arsenal in the last game. So that sort of continuity and that sort of development of players from 21s football, 18s football into first team is imperative at this football club. And as you say, myself and Mark Robson have had big hands-on experience of that over the past few years. Mark last year, and it's obviously a big plus and a big help then when you've got somebody who knows the capabilities of the players if and when they're required.
Alongside Mark, you've named Gary Holt as your other assistant. Gary, of course, a former Norwich player and had a very successful season at Falkirk as the first team manager. What caught your attention when you brought him in?
Well, again, I've worked with Gary during the FA Youth Cup run, just before he left to go to Falkirk, and in previous seasons as well. So we know each other very well. We work together well, and obviously now he's had the year's experience of managing all in the Scottish Championship, which has obviously helped his development as well. Gary, along with Mark, will provide a nice balance to the coaching team. Gary's no nonsense, likes the discipline, likes players to be on time. I think a bit of a background from his army days, which has never left him. Mark's hunger, enthusiasm, as I said, on the training ground as well, and I just feel that we've got a nice balance there. We've got three people, obviously including myself, who've all played at the highest level. Gary and myself with big links to the football club, of course, as well. And the important thing is we get the right people, not just people that tick boxes. And certainly my two coaches now, I'm very confident and comfortable with them that we'll be able to get the right messages to the players to make sure the players are at it, and we play football the right way.
In a slightly different role, Joe Royle has been appointed as football consultant. What does that role mean, first of all?
Joe was one of the first people I called when I got the job. Everybody knows Joe Royle in the game, knows what he's done. I've already said he's been there, seen it, done it, so to speak. He's managed at Everton, at Manchester City. He's been a player at Norwich. He's been a player of the year at Norwich, a Hall of Famer. So knows the club, knows what the club's about, but knows the game. Joe's the football consultant title, people have, what does it mean? Joe's basically here to give me a steer, to sort of tick the box that I have in terms of lack of experience, if you like. There's nobody more experienced than Joe. So he's someone there I can turn to for advice on literally anything, whether it be a playing matter. Joe's got huge contacts in the game, will certainly help with player recruitment. And Joe is basically there for me to use to go and tap into his vast amount of skill set and knowledge for the benefit of this football club. So he'll be part of the team along with Mark and Gary. And again, I think if you look at what we can all individually bring to the table, I think as a group, as a coaching team, if you like, I think we pretty much tick all the boxes. But obviously, it's about how we get the team playing and how we get results. But I just feel comfortable and happy with the people that I've chosen to come in and give me that help.
All four players in that staff, of course, have had some involvement with Norwich. That was obviously quite important to you when making these choices.
Absolutely. We've said it's important you not just get people that tick boxes. As I've said, you've got to get the right people. And all four of us know this club. Mark obviously is the least of the three, having only been here for just over a year. But certainly Joe, Gary and myself, we've played for the club. We know what it's about, and I think that's important as well, because we've said over the last year, whatever it is, that these football supporters, they want to see good football. They want to see Norwich City playing attractive football, and we want to get people smiling again and get people off the seats when they come to Carrow Road. And I think people also want to see. They want to see work rate. They want to see players who equally they feel that it means something to be wearing a Norwich City shirt. And I've always said fans will generally tend to stick with you if they see you giving 100% as a player. We have to be doing that as well as a coaching team. And when you've got players then that have seen that, obviously myself and Gary and Joe, albeit a few years previous. They know what it's about. They know what it means to supporters, and we need to now transmit those messages to the players. And obviously, it's a lot easier for us, having been there, to know what's required from the players on any given day.